This time tomorrow, the biggest star of the UFC, Conor McGregor, will be preparing to return to the octagon for a mega pay-per-view event in Las Vegas with projected purchases between 2 and 3 million. At $64.99, the UFC and McGregor seem destined for another big payday. Is it the latest in a string of big deals that the UFC has made? Joining us is the man behind those deals, UFC President Dana White. Dana, thanks so much for being here with us today. I suppose you've got big hopes and dreams for what's to come on Saturday. Do you have any financial projections for what this is going to mean?
Yeah, well, the trend keeps going like this. So every day, we're trending higher and higher on pay-per-view, and all of our numbers, everything, whether it's social media or whatever it is. And like you said, we're between 2.5 and 3 million pay-per-view buys on this fight.
Dana, what's the view on Conor McGregor's decision to leave the sport for a couple of years, take on a couple of big boxing fights, and come back? Has that hurt the sport, and has it hurt him, in your opinion?
Obviously not at all. The UFC is doing just fine, and he's doing just fine. He's back now and hotter than ever. And he only took one boxing match. He fought Floyd Mayweather a year ago, and the kid made $100 million. And when you make that kind of money, I'm sure he went on a couple trips and had a good time.
Dana, HBO, of course, ending their relationship with airing boxing, basically saying it's not unique. When we first started it, it was. It's not anymore. Is this something that the UFC is at all worried about, that there's sort of waning interest in at least this being a unique spectacle? I know it's a different format of sport, but in the general vein?
Yeah. No, I love it. I love that HBO is getting out of it. I'm actually looking to get into it. So HBO is one of the biggest and most powerful people in the sport of boxing, and they're not getting out of boxing because there's no money in boxing. They're getting out of boxing because they're completely changing their model, and how they're going to show their content. So I get what they're doing. I get why they're doing it, and I'm glad they're doing it.
WME had paid a significant figure, $4 billion for UFC in the past. There's rumors that they might go public. What would your view be towards an IPO of the property?
Obviously this business is very cool, fun to be in, and I think it will do well with investors. There's fans for the UFC all over the world. People love this sport and love this brand. I think it would do well.
In terms of the deal you announced today, a deal with Australian pub and hotel chain ALH Group to make them the official home of UFC in Australia. Is a potential deal similar to that possible in the United States?
I think it is. I think we could do that in many countries around the world. Australia is a massive market for us, and I could see this happening anywhere.
And just round things off for us, the fight this weekend, is it the single biggest in UFC history, and any predictions you can give us?
Yeah, it's the single biggest in UFC history, and it's one of the biggest in combat sports history, any sport. The biggest boxing events pay-per-view was like De La Hoya Mayweather. Not many fights. There's only like 3 or 4 that have gotten 2.1, 2.2, 2.3 million. So this is one of the biggest ever.
I have to admit, I actually watched that crossover fight with McGregor and Mayweather. Is there going to be more of those crossovers to come?
Thank you, and probably not.
Shoot, one-time chance.